The Battle of Petersburg, also known as the Richmond-Petersburg Campaign. It was fought from June 9, 1864 to March 25, 1865. It was the longest military event of the American Civil War. It was a series of battles fought around Petersburg, Virginia. The major commander from the Union is Ulysses S. Grant, and the commander from the Confederate is Robert E. Lee. The campaign was more than 9 months of trench warfare, in which Union forces, commanded by General Grant, assaulted Petersburg unsuccessfully, and then constructed trench lines that eventually extended over 30 miles, from the eastern outskirts of Richmond to around the eastern and southern outskirts of Petersburg. After the last battle fought in the Overland Campaign, the Cold Harbor, which was a crushing Union loss, Grant was forced to abandon his plan to capture Richmond by direct assault. He pulls his army out of Cold Harbor and crosses the James River, heading toward Petersburg. Lee does not believe that Grant's main target is Petersburg, and kept most of his armies around Richmond. Grant attacks on the eastern Petersburg on June 15, 1864. He forced a portion of original Confederate line back towards the city, but fails to capture. Lee arrives on June 18th, and after 4 days of combat with no success, Grant begins the siege operations. During the siege, Union made attacks around both Petersburg and Richmond to strain the Confederates' manpower and resources. On June 22nd, Grant targets the Weldon Railroad, but only captured the Jerusalem Plank Road. On August 12th, he attacks again and successfully captured the Weldon Railroad. On September 29th, southwest of Petersburg, the Union attackers extend their lines 3 miles westwards, but still fails to capture Lee's 2 remaining supply lines. At the same time, Union gains the north of James River at New Market Heights and Fort Harrison. On February 5, 1865, Grant targets the Boydton Plank Road. Although Confederates preserved their supply routes, both armies extended their fortifications several miles further west. On March 25th, General Lee launches a massive attack against Union at Fort Stedman, hoping to draw the Federal lines away from western extension. However, the attack fails and Lee returns badly bloody. Finally, on March 27, 1865, Grant captures the Boydton Plank Road and opens a clear path to the South Side Railroad. On April 1st, Union won the Battle of Five Forks and leaves the Confederates on the brink of disaster, along with the battle at Lewis Farm, White Oak Road, and Dingwiddle Courthouse. On April 2nd, the Union force breaks the Confederate line southwest of Petersburg. Lee evacuates the city at night, and Union troops enter the city in the morning of April 3rd. The result of this battle is a complete Union victory. Less than a week later to the evacuation, Grant's massive army headed off the remnants of Lee at Appomattox Courthouse, and Lee was forced to surrender, effectively ending the Civil War. And that's the end of Petersburg and Richmond battle, and thanks for watching.